Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. Several inches of rain fell rapidly on the crossroads yesterday. We'll show you how it impacted our area. And the latest from the Air India disaster, what we know about the man who survived the crash. Plus, a new ruling on the National Guard in California as Governor Gavin Newsom faces off against President Trump.
And coming our way once again today, we're going to have another shot at some rain chances. And over the next several days, those rain chances will continue daily. We'll have all that in the weather coming up.
And St. Joseph Sand volleyball competes in state tournament and the Hallettsville softball team revealed their all-state awards will highlight both of these events later on in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Friday. Hopefully you didn't get too wet yesterday. It was pretty wild.
That's right. I hope that your house is still there. I hope that your car is still there and it's still working and operational.
And today is the day for bug spray, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, definitely that, because I actually noticed a plethora of mosquitoes yesterday after yesterday's rainfall, because there is a lot of puddles that have built up around the crossroads. This morning, you're looking live in Victoria. You'll be pleased to know it is not raining anymore. We're actually slowly subsiding and slowly drying up from all the heavy rain we had yesterday. Look alive in Victoria, we're actually starting out actually quite nice right now. 71 degrees is the air temperature. I might even say slightly cool. No, I'm not going to say it at all. 71 dew point though, I am going to say it is very humid like it usually is every morning. 100% humidity right now, and underneath some light or calm winds out there, we might have some light patchy fog, patchy in nature this morning, so just be careful if you see any of that on the roads this morning. I don't think there's going to be any dense fog, so don't worry about that. But also, like I said, you'll be pleased to hear there's no rain ongoing right now. Yesterday, it was just a nightmare of a morning because of all the heavy rain. And actually, it was so heavy at one point. In southern Jackson County and western Matagorda County, we're talking between Port Alto to Palacios and surrounding areas, they received more than a foot of rain. That's exactly why they're still under a flood watch until 7 p.m. this evening, where we're still expecting maybe 1 or 2 more showers to add on top of that. But our low system is pulling away from us, and that's what's going to bring us our last day of solid rain chances this afternoon. We're going to look at all those details coming up next.
Yesterday's storms dropped over 7 inches of rain in Victoria, with some crossroads counties receiving over a foot of rain. The steady rain led to flooded streets, stalled vehicles, and power outages. Many streets in the crossroads flooded. Underpasses had to be blocked off, and the city encouraged residents to stay indoors and off the roads yesterday morning. These conditions have since subsided, but some residents are still without power this morning, with about 100 of those residents living in Victoria. Thursday's weather also delayed the city's trash pickup. All recycling and trash pickup scheduled for Thursday will now be picked up on Saturday. Today's pickups will continue as normal. The compost facility will reopen with regular hours this morning. However, the landfill will remain closed until Saturday. If you need help removing large debris or tree limbs, you can call Public Works at 361-485-3380. Cleanup is underway after 2 tornadoes touched down in Wharton County early Thursday morning. The National Weather Service says the first was an EF1 tornado with winds reaching 100 miles per hour, causing damage to several homes. The second tornado was an EF0, and officials say it caused only minor tree damage. No injuries were reported in either tornado. The Israeli military has launched airstrikes against Iran. The attack came early this morning, with Israel confirming it took aim at Iran's nuclear program. Multiple people were killed in the strike. In an address Thursday night, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel has launched a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat. And United Nations nuclear watchdog formally found this week that Iran isn't complying with its nuclear obligations for the first time in 20 years. And just this morning, more bombings in Iran appeared to target oil refineries. This morning, India's Prime Minister visiting the site of Thursday's air disaster. Experts now looking into how it crashed in 30 seconds, as we hear from one passenger who managed to walk away. Here's ABC's Lina Moisi.
This morning, miracle in seat 11A is dominating newspaper headlines across the UK, picturing a British man who says he survived the Boeing 787 crash in India.
He probably could use the word miracle of getting that fellow out.
The Air India flight took off with 242 people on board, fully fueled for what would have been a 9-hour flight to London. The plane was only in the air for 30 seconds, appearing to struggle around 600 feet up, then gliding into a descent before bursting into a ball of flames.
We are going to do a fair and thorough investigation. We are not going to spare anyone. We are not going to leave any stone unturned.
The plane crashed into a densely populated residential area. Part of the plane hit a medical college. The tail, where the crucial black boxes are stored, seen here intact, sticking out of a building. Authorities say several people on the ground were also killed. The man, who appears to be the sole surviving passenger, seen limping away minutes after the crash. His family says he called to say he's fine.
When he was on the runway, my dad called him and Vishwa said, "Oh, we're going to take off soon." And then literally like 2 minutes later, he video called my dad. As he crashed, he said, "Oh, our plane's crashed." All of that. I don't know where my brother is. I don't see any other passengers. I don't know how I'm alive, how I exited the plane.
A medic says the man told him that the plane split in two after impact, throwing him away from the explosion. In the search for answers, analysts point to the plane's landing gear, seen here, staying extended far longer than it normally would after takeoff.
The 787 is an extraordinarily safe airplane, and so to watch it unable to get airborne raises all sorts of questions.
Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
A federal judge temporarily halted the Trump administration's National Guard activation in Los Angeles, but that victory was short-lived when the administration quickly filed an appeal. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit temporarily stopped the ruling from taking effect while it considers the case. For now, National Guard troops can continue assisting with immigration raids in Los Angeles. The ruling came just hours after a U.S. district judge ordered the president to return control of the troops to California Governor Gavin Newsom by noon today. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock. It is 6:38 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. The Juneteenth holiday is almost here, and a special celebration is planned for a nearby coastal community.
I'm ABC's Perry Russom in Washington. Israel bracing for retaliation after attacking Iran. A story coming up.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, you heard me say we'd have rain chances again today. That's right. So coming up next, I'll tell you just when I think the rain will be here. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday. It's weekend time, y'all. Starting out the day real nice, actually, in Cuero. The temperature is 71 degrees. Get out there and enjoy that before it starts heating up a little bit. However, enjoy it with a kind of little caution because the dew point is real high, almost matching the temperature. Humidity is at 97% because of that. And that is enough to see maybe a little light fog on the camera. You can't really see any of that right now, but I do think there might be a little light patchy fog somewhere around the crossroads, but I don't think it's anything to worry about, nothing dense enough to worry about on the roads. But for the rest of today, it's going to be humid, so make sure that y'all are staying hydrated because of all the heavy rain that is still soaking and sitting in our ground right now. But for the rest of today, we're going to have another chance for rain, and that chance for rain will actually continue for the next several days, just slightly lower. Today, it's going to be at 40% for some scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon time. You're going to see that here. Here's 9 a.m. That was 9 a.m. just a second ago. Nothing really happened in the morning. I'm thinking it'll be mostly sunny in the morning, but sometime around 10 or 11 a.m., we'll start picking up a few spotty isolated showers that'll start forming off of that daytime heating that commences for the rest of the morning time. And then that'll increase, I'm thinking, to some scattered light, non-severe thunderstorms for the rest of the afternoon. Up until around 4 or 5 p.m. we'll cut off the rain, and we should be looking mostly clear to partly cloudy for the rest of overnight tonight. Rainfall totals today, you're not going to see too much. If anything, maybe a half an inch to about 3/4 of an inch with any of the stronger showers that try forming. So definitely no flooding concern, and especially no flooding concern because the main risk has been shifted eastward some over Wharton and Matagorda Bay, and also Matagorda County, and also Houston as well. But for the next several days, like I said, rain chances will continue, so keep that umbrella out. But we're going to look at all that more coming up later on Sunrise, because I want to let y'all know hurricane season is here. And Aztec Ford in Goliad is helping make sure that your family is ready when the power goes out. Aztec Ford is giving you a chance to win a free generator. Come to crossroadstoday.com and just click the drop-down menu, then go to entertainment, then contests, and then enter the Storm Ready Power giveaway. Good luck.
Our sports block here this morning. The St. Joseph Lady Flyers volleyball team is back there in the TAP State Sand Volleyball Tournament that was in Fort Worth, and they again play up there yesterday and had 5 teams competing. At Abigail Brister going against Jordan Ybarra. They became state champions, and then the Harmon sisters, they finished up there in 3rd place, and they were all in that Venice bracket, but also there in the Malibu bracket. Isabella Cantu with Montgomery there. They finished in 3rd place there overall, but still great representation there for the Sand volleyball team for St. Joe, and they're going to be back for sure there next year. Over to Hallettsville softball, they revealed their All-State awards and had 3 names, and some of the 3 names that were mentioned were junior Grace Halata, freshman Caitlin Halata, and then senior Hannah Zachary. These star softball players were all top 3 in batting average, on base percentage, and then home runs. Congrats to all these 3 Lady Brahmas becoming All-State awards and having a great year for Hallettsville. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
This morning, Iran's supreme leader vowing severe punishment on Israel after a major attack overnight. ABC's Perry Russom is in Washington.
This morning, the Middle East on edge after Israel carried out major attacks on Iran, aimed at decimating Iran's nuclear program in hopes of preventing the country from building a nuclear bomb. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling it Operation Rising Lion.
And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival.
Netanyahu says they targeted Iran's nuclear weaponization program, main enrichment facility, and scientists he says were working on a bomb. Iranian state TV says 2 top nuclear scientists were killed, including this man, Freydun Abbasi. This morning, Iran's supreme leader promising severe punishment on Israel. In Iran's capital of Tehran, the injured sitting on sidewalks, this building blown apart, with rubble coating cars.
Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal.
In Tel Aviv, people stocking up on supplies amid fears of Iran's retaliation. Hospitals preparing underground medical facilities. Tel Aviv's airport now closed until further notice. The Trump administration distancing itself from the strikes. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says, "We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel."
You have talks between the United States and Iran that have been moving forward on the Iranian nuclear program, and Israel believes these talks won't work.
The U.S. and Iran were supposed to resume nuclear talks on Sunday. Not clear where that stands right now. President Trump speaking to Fox News saying Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb. We are hoping to get back to the negotiating table. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, do you support Israel's decision to strike Iran? All right, let's take a look. 64% of you say yes, and 36% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The Juneteenth holiday is just around the corner, and a big celebration is planned in honor of the event. Port Lavaca Juneteenth celebration organizer Rose Bland Stewart spent much of the last few days gathering supplies for the upcoming celebration, which starts tonight. The celebration will feature a variety of food, music, and games. Stewart encourages everyone to join in the celebration.
So this event is a fun, family fun event. Family fun. We have free food on Friday, Saturday. We're going to have church on Sunday. Free food on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have church on Sunday as well, praise and worship. And we just go out there and have a good time.
The Port Lavaca Juneteenth celebration will be held inside the Bayfront Peninsula starting at 5 this evening. It goes on Saturday, continuing from 10 a.m. until midnight and finishing up on Sunday from 11 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. To learn more, call 361-920-7167. Graduation season is winding down, and we're celebrating the class of 2025 as they graduate. Congratulations to Joe Kari from the Victoria ISD Success Academy. Congratulations, we all love you. And congratulations to 2025 graduate Joe. We love you so much and can't wait to see what you have planned in the future. Love from Mom and Eric, also known as Dad. Congratulations to Kai from Victoria West High School. We're so proud of the journey that brought you here. We love you. Congratulations. And congratulations to Moses from Victoria West High School. Moses Silva Jr. Congratulations, Moses. We're so proud of you and all your accomplishments. You worked hard for it. That's from the Silva family. The time now is, let's take a look, it's just about 6:48 on our Friday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, new developments are underway regarding the advertising of prescription drugs. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to our beautiful friend, Jessica. We love you and appreciate all that you do. We hope that you have a wonderful birthday weekend.
That's right. Happy birthday, Jessica, and happy birthday. Look at that sweet doggy right there, too. And also happy birthday to Della, to the greatest mom and grandma. Happy birthday. We love you so, so much from all your children and grandchildren. Enjoy your big day.
And twins Mary-Kate and Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen turned 39 today. Happy birthday, Olsen twins.
That's right. Happy birthday, y'all. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, just come to crossroadstoday.com, click on the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo. And there's another birthday we can't forget. The president. His is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. So happy birthday to the president, Mr. Donald J. Trump. And also happy birthday to you if you're celebrating one this weekend.
That's right. Happy birthday this weekend. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday. It's weekend time, y'all. That's definitely some good news. And if you're looking for more good news, we're probably not going to have any more monsoons like what we had yesterday morning. If anything, we're going to have some more summer-like rain for the next several days with spotty daily rain chances, actually. And for looking for more good news, well, the rain yesterday, the heavy rain has flushed out our atmosphere, and we're looking at low pollen all across the board. That includes ragweed, grass tree, all the pollen types. Air quality is also going to be good to us, and your UV index is going to be very high instead of that extreme that we're used to in the summertime. But still make sure to apply some sunscreen. Looking for more good news, all that heavy rain that came down yesterday, look at what it has done to the Guadalupe River. It is going to be bringing us up to 24 feet high. Deep, I should say. 24 feet deep is what it's expected to reach later this afternoon and into overnight Friday night. But we're talking a 20 feet difference from earlier this week. If you remember, we were at 4 feet at serious drought conditions, and I wouldn't be surprised if, because of the 20-foot difference over the next over the last few days, I would not be surprised if the National Weather Service decreases this drought monitor and our drought conditions. But over the next several days, this low pressure system that was very slow moving across our state and brought us the rain, it's moving away from us, and that's going to allow for high pressure to build overhead, which is going to bring back the heat and lessen our rain chances, but it will also keep us safe from anything that forms in the tropics, which will likely head, if anything, towards the coast of Mexico. But we're going to look at all that and more later on Sunrise. And actually, speaking of tracking the tropics, the 2025 Hurricane Tracking Guide is here, and it's actually oh so pretty. You can stay prepared and stay safe by picking up your free copy at one of these locations. It's going to be at Full of Pep in Cuero, El Campo Cycle Center, Palace Bingo in Victoria, Coastal Bend College, Went Services in Victoria, Victoria All Sports, and Aztec Ford in Goliad. So don't wait, get yours today.
Senators Bernie Sanders and Angus King have introduced a bill to ban pharmaceutical manufacturers from advertising to consumers. The bill would prohibit drug ads on TV, radio, print, and social media. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has also called for an end to prescription drug advertising. Since 1997, the Food and Drug Administration has allowed companies to only disclose the most important health risks, leading to the rise in ads. 2 police officers who defended the U.S. Capitol building during the January 6th attack are suing to have a memorial installed. 3 years ago, Congress approved a plaque with the names of the officers who confronted the pro-Donald Trump mob that day. The plaque exists, but House Speaker Mike Johnson needs to give direction to have it hung. Johnson has said the issue is not on his radar right now. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. NASA has just released stunning new footage from the sun that's turning heads. NASA has released new video of a coronal mass ejection shooting out from the sun. What you're seeing are coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, traveling from the sun out into the solar system. For scale, the sun is in the center, and 2 of the tiny dots you see are Venus and Jupiter. Scientists say once the cameras reach their final positions in space, they'll be able to track all sorts of space weather. Israel's attack on Iran has shaken the oil market, causing U.S. prices to spike 13% Thursday before settling to a 5% increase. It stems from fears of a wider Middle East conflict disrupting supplies. Analysts warn that if Iran exits the global market, prices could rise another $7.50 per barrel, over 10% above current levels. Attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia are asking a federal judge to sanction the Trump administration for violating a court order. Abrego Garcia, wrongfully deported to El Paso in March, was returned to the U.S. last week to face migrant trafficking charges. His lawyers say officials failed to promptly facilitate his return. And now let's get a look at our forecast. Parker, we have a Juneteenth celebration planned in Port Lavaca. Well, how's it going to look weather-wise?
Well, weather-wise, right now it's looking beautiful. Look at this beautiful sunrise coming over the coast this morning. Maybe so bright I'm going to step in the way, but y'all received in Port Lavaca what I've saw around 11 or more inches of rain. So there might be some cancellations with any kind of Juneteenth events that are happening this weekend, especially getting closer to Port Alto and Palacios, because they saw upwards of 13 to 14 inches in some localized areas. Absolutely incredible, if you ask me. 77 is what we're starting at right now in Port Lavaca. Beautiful morning out there, just really humid like it usually is, and beautiful for all of us. We got some low 70s actually starting out for some of us this morning, but with a beautiful morning, it's going to be a lovely day. I'm thinking a high of 87 today, not breaking the 90s. I'm thinking in Port Lavaca with some isolated showers. I'm thinking popping up in the late morning, becoming scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. Non-severe, so don't worry about that. A little bit warmer in Victoria, 88, and the same thing for all that in Cuero, but a bit warmer as well, 89. But don't get used to those 80 because we're going to stay in the 90s for the next several days as high pressure returns over us. It's going to keep us some daily rain chances too.
Well, we're going to keep a close watch, and you can also keep a close watch by getting your Hurricane Tracker Guide.
That's right.
And I want to thank y'all for being with us morning all week. Join Shauna, Dawn, Clivia, and Max tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.